What's up, guys? Mimi, the ALE Double X Prince, here to make another back-to-back video. Same night, same hour. I just wanted to get my NXT TakeOver Brooklyn out of the way review. Overall, I thought this show was fucking great. Definitely enjoyable. I mentioned in SummerSlam that I enjoyed Slammiversary a lot more, which is freaking insane of me to say. But yeah, I really have been digging what Impact did in that show, but not saying that this particular show, NXT, was bad. And listen, I'm not sick and tired of NXT. A lot of people get that I hate NXT. It's just that because I don't catch up with it as much as the rest of the people do, I tend to not give a shit because I'm always busy. I don't have time to watch wrestling. I don't have time for anything really. And yeah, overall, I thought this show was great. But thankfully, when it comes to video packages, these guys definitely know how to hype up a show. They even did a good job of hyping up who the fuck attacked Aleister Black, and that's probably the most interesting story that they've done in a while. And hopefully, it doesn't end up like Hideo Itami, where we never found out who the fuck it was. But anyways, overall, I think this show was freaking amazing. Oddly enough, the match I was more interested in, not the match I knew that was gonna be better, but like the match that really interests me was actually the worst match of the show. Not because it was bad, like awful. It's just that it's just like whatever. Anyways, we kick off the night with the Undisputed Era versus the Mustache Mountain for the NXT Tag Team Championship. What a fantastic trilogy. You start with the UK specials, them winning the belts. It was a fucking great markout moment. Then in the second one, they throw the towel. The match ends by stoppage. So there was that. And then this match, they just tear the house down and just have another classic. Honestly, my favorite match. This is the match of the night. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. This was a masterpiece. This was the match of the night. This is the best match they gave us. By far, it was so entertaining. They threw out, they referenced their past matches. They just did all these awesome things. And then I just loved it. It was just freaking perfect storytelling from all these competitors. It was just, honestly, if I could give it 5 stars, I would. There was some stuff that I was just like, okay. Because with a tag match, it's kind of hard to make, to start a match and then, keep it going on. It just showed me how fantastic this match was. I'm not digging Mark Andrews' look. He's kind of chubby, but hopefully it doesn't affect the way he wrestles. He wrestled like $1 million, and that's what was so great about this match, that everybody put their place. They fought like $1 million, and it told a story, and it was honestly one of my favorite matches of the entire weekend. Like I said, this is the match of the night for me. For me, this is the match of the night. I don't know what anybody else thinks. A lot of people say the main event, but for overall, a match that I didn't think would topple the other two, just insane. I just love this match. It was fucking great. Velveteen Dream versus EC3 now. No one's even talking about the match. People are talking about what Velveteen Dream did. Apparently, he had tights. And the tights said, "Call me up, Vince." Basically saying that he himself is ready for the main roster. The problem is, the main roster isn't ready for Velveteen Dream. Velveteen Dream is basically what every superstar should do, as far as take full control of their character, be ready, and people are even saying that Velveteen Dream is the next big thing. You know who else got that name? The next big thing? Neville, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, and multiple guys. But look where they all end up. Now, some of them are not doing that bad. I would say out of those bunches, I guess by default Kevin Owens is the better one. But I mean, look at him. He just got his ass handed to him at SummerSlam. By the way, you guys check out my review in this channel. But yeah, Velveteen Dream is definitely main roster ready. Main roster ready ain't Velveteen Dream ready. EC3 is another guy that's that looks like $1,000,000. He looks like a top level, the top 1% people. And overall, this match for some reason it didn't click with me. I thought it was gonna be very interesting, but after a while, you just start getting bored. Now I'm all for stiff wrestling, just the way these guys wrestle. Like I'm all for this kind of style of wrestling every once in a while, but after a while, it just got really boring. A bunch of rest holds. Velveteen Dream is definitely the standout of this match. EC3, you know, for some reason TNA guys never succeed that much in NXT. I've noticed that a lot of people are saying, well, Samoa Joe did great in NXT. Technically, Joe is a ROH guy, that he is a TNA guy. Also, I forgot to mention, the War Raiders attack Undisputed Era, so I'm pretty sure when I talk about my next match, I'll talk about what they're planning, they might do next. But yeah, I thought this was a fantastic story for Velveteen Dream, just finally getting a victory, finally a good moment, and basically their version of WrestleMania. If you think about it, this basically is WrestleMania to them. And yeah, because Brooklyn is basically the beginning of the takeovers being out of the main arena. So that was great. I was pretty happy for these guys to just be there, But overall, this match was the weakest, but it wasn't awful. It's not as bad as people say it is. I thought it had some cool moments, particularly involving Velveteen Dream. Adam Cole, baby, that was lame, versus Ricochet. First of all, I love Ricochet's entrance music. It sounds fucking badass. But yeah, honestly, and I've always said this, I'm not digging Adam Cole's wrestling style. He's just a guy who does kicks. He doesn't really do much. He is more of a personality than he is a good wrestler. I'm just saying, that's my personal take, but I think this is a great match. Not as great as everybody else says it is. I think it's a tad bit overrated, but I definitely enjoyed it. It's definitely one of the better matches on the show. But yeah, it really only got better until the end. For the most part, it was just Ricochet doing a bunch of flips, and I know a lot of people hate when people say that, but it's one of those few times where I'm just like, yeah, it's just a bunch of flips and kicks, and then it got good in the end. But Ricochet wins, yay! Now, what I'm predicting that they're gonna do next, I hear that they're gonna do another War Games special, and I think the way they're gonna do it, this is what I'm predicting. They're gonna do with the Undisputed Era versus Ricochet and War Machine inside the big cage and the two rings. Pretty much, I'm guessing that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna do a 3-on-3 War Games match. I think it's good to change up the War Game styles. Like, I was alright with them doing 3 versus 3 versus 3. I was fine with that. It was whatever. But I kind of wish that they change up the formula a little bit, just so we don't say, oh, it's just the same shit that we got last year. So they should just stick with 3. And plus, you can do a lot with just those guys alone. Think about it. The War Raiders, the Undisputed Era, and Ricochet. Think about it. Ricochet is going to jump off the top of the cage. Roderick Strong is probably going to, like, bring a bunch of, like fucking backbreakers. It's just gonna be a crazy match. And think about it, that could be the match of the year for NXT. Well, never mind. Gargano and Ciampa had an amazing match at WrestleMania weekend. So yeah, that's my personal take on that. Kairi Sane defeated Shayna Baszler. Thank God. Now, in my predictions video, I mentioned that I don't like Shayna Baszler. That I think she's a bitch, and I think she's an asshole. But that's basically who she is, really. If you think about it, her character is just so good that you even hate the bitch sometimes. See, I'm even calling her a bitch. But Kairi Sane got her comeuppance. I'm glad that they had the belt on her now. Now, I said that at Evolution, they should not do Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler. I think they should do Candice LeRae versus Kairi Sane, something different. And I guarantee you that will be an even better match. I'm not saying that Baszler can't have a great match, unless if they want to save Sane and Lorray at WrestleMania weekend, maybe. I don't know what they'll do, but I'm definitely excited to see what they do next. I hope the women's division gets better. It really hasn't been. The women's division really got boring after Asuka left, honestly. We're still having trouble finding the next Charlotte, the next Horsewomen, the next Asuka, the next Paige even. I think Kairi Sane and Shayna Baszler have done a fine job with that, but the problem with NXT these days, and sometimes people hate when I say bad things about NXT, but sometimes you guys gotta face facts, guys. I think the reason why myself and maybe a couple others get tired of NXT is because deep down these guys are gonna get fucked at the main roster. As long as Vince McMahon is still running this shit, that is why I'm just waiting for the XFL to happen. That way I can see Vince McMahon just get shitted on. I just see Vince McMahon be a stubborn old fuck and just because he's a bitch, and really, hell, he's been accused of worse shit than what Randy Orton did, and he hasn't been in as much trouble. So that's just fucking insane. If you don't believe me, Google it. But anyways, off topic, super off topic. But anyways, Kairi Sane and Shayna Baszler, they had a better match here than they did at the Mae Young Classic. So that's just been pretty good. I can't wait to see what Kairi Sane does. Hopefully, she has a pretty good run with the Women's Championship. Hopefully, I'm not saying she should beat. Actually, yeah, let's go all the way with Kairi Sane. Let's have her beat Asuka's record, and instead of having like this incredible streak, let's have her be like this underdog who knows that once she loses the belt, she might not be as great as in the main roster, because now she has to deal with Charlotte, Bayley, Sasha, Asuka, all these women in the main roster, and then they could play the story that she's scared that she might leave NXT if she keeps that belt, if she loses that belt. So I felt like that could be the perfect story. It could be something different. It could be something new. I don't know what you guys think. I might be getting a little bit too excited, and I'm just kind of filling up time just so this video feels long. I guess, sorry. But let's move on to the main event. Ciampa Gargano NXT Championship Last Man Standing match. This was a fantastic match as always. Definitely the weakest out of the 3 main events that these guys had, but it's still pretty fucking amazing. What really killed it for me is that we've had an unsanctioned match, we've had a street fight, and we had a last man standing match now. And with different stipulations that feel similar, it's kind of like we've already seen this before. Like, they even rip off the ring. They have the chair spot. They have the steel step spot. They have Gargano throwing Ciampa over the freaking announce table. It gets kind of tiresome after a while. And to top it off, I hated the finish. Not because it wasn't unique, it wasn't anything. I felt like it was cool that they wanted to rehash what they did at last year's Chicago with Ciampa breaking Gargano through the announce table, which was on the side back in the day. But anyways, I thought it was smart that they did that, but they kind of made Gargano in this match kind of feel like a dumbass, and it got to the point where you actually rooted for Ciampa. And that's kind of a big problem after a while. You just want to see Ciampa win because, if Gargano wins, this means another rematch. That means that we're going to get the same shit. And to top it off, Gargano got himself injured. Now, listen, I've always thought this, but never really said it in a video. I don't think the talent should just injure themselves for our entertainment. They got to know when to, be, how to do this kind of shit safer. And, that's kind of my biggest problem. So, it's kind of weird. we had rematches. You know, we had a trilogy with the tag team division, but yet I felt more connected with those matches than I did with this match. I don't know how that happened. It probably had to do with the fact that we didn't have to see a takeover after takeover after takeover. That's why people got sick of Joe and Nakamura after a while, because we just saw that match so many times that no one gave a shit. Same with Balor and Joe. So I just hope that Gargano and Ciampa don't follow that league. And well, this is gonna be the last match for a while. I don't know what Ciampa's gonna do. So I really don't know what they're gonna do. Maybe they're gonna do Aleister Black rematch. Then they find out who attacks him, and maybe Ciampa moves on for a while. And I don't know what they'll do, but hopefully it's all for the better. Overall, I thought this was a fantastic show again from Brooklyn. Actually, this is my favorite Brooklyn show, to be honest. I know I kind of trashed it for a while, but overall, I thought, if you think about it, this is probably the best NXT TakeOver from the Brooklyn series. Other than maybe the first one, because the first one had such a nostalgia for me, and it gave me my favorite women's match of all time, that being Sasha and Bayley. That was my favorite women's match ever, and hell, it was my match of the year that year. So there's that. But let's see. I'm gonna be real. I don't like TakeOver 4 other than the tag match. Not TakeOver 2. Other than DIY and the Revival, I really didn't care for any of the matches because the predictions were so fucking obvious. Let's see. Last year's, I'm trying to remember what the hell happened. Last year's was pretty good, but definitely this one was a lot better. But yeah, it's either this one or the very first one that I enjoyed more. But overall, these shows are just fucking amazing. I love that they made Brooklyn like their unique version of WrestleMania. Honestly, if what's it called if SummerSlam moves out of Brooklyn, they should like still keep NXT in Brooklyn. Hell, how about this? Instead of just being in Orlando, they just moved to Brooklyn. I think they're wealthy enough to afford that. Maybe. Hopefully the ratings get better and then they can afford that shit. But yeah, they should just move to Brooklyn after a while. Like, I know New Orleans is basically their home. It's kind of hard to remove that. Not New Orleans, Orlando. My apologies. God damn, I'm fucking botching. I'm tired as hell. I don't know. You can tell by my eyes and shit. But yeah, eventually I think they might move locations. Depends on how they feel, but actually more than likely no, because you know Phillies was ECW's home. Atlanta was WCW's home, so it's kind of hard to move. What's WWF's home? I really never had no idea. Anyone comment down below, let me know. I'll just wrap it up. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Meet me, the ALE XX Prince. I'm tired as fuck. Till then, I'm out.